All right, everyone, welcome to our surface mount soldering tutorial with a Weller 25 really crappy heat torch. So this motor controller chip here, as you can tell, has failed. We've ordered a new one, and we're going to have to go ahead and desolder and resolder this piece of equipment. So with that in mind, let's get to it, shall we? So the very first thing we're going to need to do is replace the tip of our existing Weller. Actually, first thing first is we are dealing with lead-based solder. It melts at a lower temperature, is kind of easier to work with, but also causes grit defects and brain damage. So we are going to do our best to mitigate the risks of the lead. So as you can tell, this old tip has had quite a life, and we're going to just go ahead and remove that old tip like so. And now we're going to attach the new tip like so, thereby untwisting the wire which I have just twisted up. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to engage. I've already lost the chip. Oh no, there it is. Okay. So now we've got heat. The heat is on. The heat is on, baby. Okay, so this tip can go with our soldering stuff. Great. This silica gel, whatever. Garbage. The tools we will be using are conventional and cheap. Maybe some more light is required. Hopefully this works. Might need that. Maybe not. Okay. Just a moment. Hello? I believe it. I'm just doing some soldering. Can I phone you right back? I need both my hands. Okay. Shouldn't be too long. Yep. Wouldn't you know it, as soon as you're about to start any type of precision work, distractions occur. So I think you might want to see a closer visual of what I'm about to do. So I'm going to move the webcam hopefully a little closer here. Yeah, definitely better. This means I need to move everything over. Yeah, all right. I can work with that. All right, so maybe I can work with that. We'll see. Everything is a little tight on the old workbench here. So it's this chip here that we're going to be replacing. And so this is the very first time using this tip. Ooh, see, it doesn't. You see that? Tinning that tip for the very first time. It's fine. I'm just going to let that enjoy itself. Don't have a ton of experience with new tips. So with this solder remover, I'm going to just spread the copper a little bit. And then I'm going to try and find a area where there's good light. not casting that much shadow. Okay, I can work with that. You can work with that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to preemptively put some flux on the copper. So already this flux already, or this wick already has flux on it, but I really want to make sure that it soaks up the solder. So I'm going to preemptively add a bit of flux to the braid. And now I'm going to just place it on the chip and just try and soak up the solder. Okay. I'm going to repeat that. Most of that solder came from the wick, or from the tip itself. So I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to open up that braid. I'm going to add flux. Then I am going to place it on the part and work its way down the contacts. Okay. Move to the other side now. Okay. So round 1 or 2 or whatever. Until that chip comes up, I'm going to just keep rinsing and repeating the steps of applying flux. And I'm going to move that copper into position. I'm going to apply the precision heat. And then I'm going to remove the wick, the solder wick. Okay. I'm going to add just more flux to this portion here. That's a lot of flux. And we're going to go ahead and try again. So now, this chip, hopefully, nope, still not ready to come up yet. Now I'm not going to spread the wick as much, but I am going to add flux. And then I'm going to place it on the chip. It's definitely feeling like it's working. So now we will, again, just have a quick poke. Nope. I'm going to keep rinsing, keep repeating. Like, this is surface mount. This is surface mount precision equipment, you know? This is not going to be quick and easy. Like, the expectation was that you were going to be doing this, I don't know, 32 pin chip quickly and easily, you got another thing coming, brother. Patient, patiently working it. It's feeling good. The flux really helps the solder get to where it needs to go. Flux is basically solder magnet. So even though these wicking wires are supposed to work really well, they work really well times 10 if they've got solder or flux. So you're going to just watch this. I'm just going to douse this in flux. Any solder in and around that area is just going to be wanting to come to that braid desperately. Now, I can't imagine there's much solder left. But there may be some. Come on now. Right? Another layer of braiding. Ideally, that chip will just pop up when it's ready. And so, you know, if we have to go back in at it, we go back in at it. It's just what we got to do. So I've prepared the wick. Trying to stay out of the fumes. Like, come on, you telling me that there's solder left in there? No way. So I'm going to make my way down to see where I'm having issue. I don't have a ton of experience with surface mount, as you can probably tell. And I've got nothing but rudimentary tools. But I feel like I should be capable of doing this. But maybe I'm not. There. There you. Oh, okay. I've now pulled the chip apart. Okay. So maybe there's some. There. Okay. So now we're going to have a very close look at what we're dealing with here. Hopefully that some of those are non-contacts. Okay, so we're going to do a final cleanup with our copper braid, which is truly a very effective way of getting rid of solder. So let's douse that copper braid. And let's go back in for one final, oh good, brand new tip. You know, I guess I deserve that. Makes everything cooler. Okay, so now we're gonna go back in and clean up those contacts for a final time. Without the interference of a chip in the way. Okay. Let's have another inspection. Okay. I need to hold it up to the light. I don't know, looks okay. I hope some of those are non-contact points. Like it doesn't look like the silks, or maybe I should try and give it a final wipe. Make sure that all of the solder and nasty is off. This time we'll start with this side here. Feels pretty clean. Okay. Try again. Clearly able to pull off some solder. Try again. There, your solder wick.
Evan,
Yeah.
can you deal with the Halloweeners when they come?
Yep. Okay. Not sure exactly what I've done, but I hope it's worked. No, it's not gonna work. It's like there's a okay. What is that? Is that one of the traces? Is that really one of the traces? Or is that a piece of my wick? No, that's one of the traces. Very tight pitches here. So what I'm going to do is I can see that I'm going to run into some problems on this side with there. Okay, I think I've got it. Okay. Yes,
We need to pay the.
I'm just on the video. So can I come talk to you in a minute? Let me just finish this. Okay, we'll come back for the soldering. You know what? Forget it. We're on a roll. We're gonna go for it. So now we need to remove the microcontroller. Ah! We need to remove the replacement part from its housing. Make sure it's the correct orientation. Oh my gosh, how am I gonna put this down on here? I don't have what it takes. I'm just gonna have to place it. That's it. That's all I can do, and now I have to shift it. Stay. Okay, stay right there. Now, let's go ahead and tin the tip. The old one contact is all I need to secure it this time. So I'm just putting a very small amount of solder. Okay. See? That's not going to work. Nope, that's still not going to work. So, okay, so clearly what we have to do is we have to get some flux on the mechanism, on the part, on the component, in order for the flux to work its way through. So I'm going to actually use part of this braided line to apply some flux delicately. Come on, hopefully that'll just help it move along. Damn. It's a tiny bit too much. Yes. All right, that actually looks really, really great. Little off center. I just give it a little push. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add the flux to the far side here. And we know that we only need to tin just a tiny little bit. We're going to go ahead and okay. As usual, the drop is too much.
Can I at least talk to you?
Just 10 seconds. Come on. There. I hope. Okay, so we're going to now have to verify that we don't have any doubly connected pins. We don't. We're not in the right spot. Actually, no, we might be. So, a final addition, a small amount of heat. Yep. Perfect. So that's as good as we can. That's as good as we're ever going to be able to do. So now we'll plug the board back in and see if we're in luck. You know, there can obviously be some improvements. That was my first time ever doing any kind of surface mount, as you can tell from the tip of my weller. Okay, thanks for watching.